Pepelevo, Adalevo, yeah. Pepelevo, Adalevo, yeah. Pepelevo, Adalevo, Aguaviaya. Pepelevo, Adalevo, yeah. Pepelevo, Adalevo, yeah. Pepelevo, Adalevo, Aguaviaya. Mekadeo malelo, Adela mekadeo malelo silo yo. Mekadeo malelo, Mekadeo malelo silo. Mekadeo malelo, Adela mekadeo malelo silo yo. Mekadeo malelo, Mekadeo malelo, Mekadeo malelo, Adela mekadeo malelo silo yo. Mekadeo malelo, Mekadeo malelo silo. Mekadeo malelo, yeah. Adela mekadeo malelo silo yo. Mekadeo malelo. You as an ordinary person will now hear it, because the mouth is only a gateway to say what is in the mind. I don't know whether you are getting me clear. The mouth is only a gateway to give out the information that is already in the person's mind. So when you are a good reader or a good hearer or a good seer, you will be able to see that wave already before the person brings it out in their mouth. So you'll be able to see that first before the person will even bring it out. So that's what is happening to you. You are getting the information before the person uses their mind, because the person has already formulated. Are you people connecting this camera to this? It is just here. What is the?
Yeah, connected.
Where is it connected to? Where is the cable?
That time.
This camera. Is it connected?
To the light.
Yes. In which way? You don't need any cable from here. So as I was saying, so when you can pick people's mental waves before they even talk, and that's all that seeing and reading is about. So you are getting there slowly.
Yes, Papa. I was thinking. So the thoughts that come to my mind, they're not really my thoughts. They're somebody else's thoughts.
Right. It is you are picking the thought waves of the person who was thinking. It's not yours, but you, because your reception to be able to receive that is getting very subtle in order to be able to pick it. That's all that seeing and hearing is all about. How you can be able to pick other waves. Because when you are even doing a reading, the stories will be coming in your mind, and if you are able to pick it quickly and be able to translate it, then you are able to, and the person says, yes, that's what I was thinking. Means you are able to pick the waves correctly. So the instinct, your instincts are the one that is going to be giving you this information. So don't ignore your instincts.
Yes. Thank you, Papa.
You're welcome. Very much welcome. Okay, now let's go back to Facebook. If there is, Facebook is live. I think we're having, because of the electricity, we are working to get back on Facebook. I think, I don't know. Are we on Facebook already?
Not yet, Papa. We
Not
are live
yet.
on YouTube now.
You are live on YouTube, okay? Okay. I don't know how many people are watching us on YouTube live. I don't know, but
We are live on Facebook.
we are now live on Facebook. So let me see if I can read what the stories are there. But meanwhile, if there are any questions coming from Clubhouse, please do ask me.
Facebook Live,
Okay.
Papa, I had a like simple question, but I feel like maybe it's important to me.
Yes, can you come?
So
Can you bring the mouthpiece closer to you, because I'm not hearing you very clearly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, is that Lamin?
Yes, Papa.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the question.
So my question is based on cleansing, and I wanted to know like what are the importance of like cleansing in terms of like both cleansing your home, yourself, and pretty much the state in which always around living in.
I mean, your this thing is not very clear. It's breaking, so I don't know exactly the question that you are asking me.
So I'm asking about. So we can start with the personal part. So what's the importance of like cleansing your body? Let's say, for example, of dirt and evilness and all that. To cleanse.
Yeah, people cleanse their bodies.
The different types.
When you cleanse your physical body, you are also cleansing your aura, especially when it herbs that cleanse aura are involved. Because herbs have got different works that they do. There are certain herbs that when you squeeze them on your eye or into your ears, you can see and can also hear things that people are not even saying with their mind, but with their mouth, but you can read, you can hear spirits, you can communicate with spirits. That is when you use the herbs that allow you to cleanse your hearing and seeing aura. That is one. There are certain herbs also you only when you use them you are promoting or trying to cleanse yourself in order to attract people, to attract good things towards you. So there are different herbs. Not one herb cannot solve all the problems. That's why we have different herbs. So when someone's eyes wanted to be opened, then they use the kind of herbs that will open your eyes. When somebody's aura need to be cleansed so that they can attract and receive good things, then we use those herbs that can cleanse your aura in order to bring attraction towards you. So it is important that you know what herb you are using and for what purpose you are using it for. It is not just that every herb that is just being used by other people and you just see it and you think that, okay, let me also use it. Yes, you should ask question, what is this herb used for? What are these combinations used for? And then your teacher should be able to educate you and tell you what herbs do what. Like what Shamba was asking about, were certain herbs that when he was physically here were squeezed onto his eyes and into his ears so that he could hear and see. So now as those things have gone into it's not just one day, he used it for a while. Now his clairvoyant and clairaudience ability is getting sharpened, so that even when he's in your presence without you telling him, he can pick those waves of whatever you are thinking, and then if he can translate it into words so that people can know that this is what is going to happen, and then people say, oh, that's exactly what I was thinking, or that was exactly what I was going to ask about.
Right.
It is all developing your clairvoyance and clairaudience abilities by the herbs that have been used for some time to enhance this pituitary and the pineal glands. Yeah. So you can
Thank you very much.
herbs are you have to know which herb does what. Yeah.
Thank you, I understand.
You're welcome.
And please, if anyone has a question or something to ask Papa, please go ahead.
I think we've been having this light off, light on, light off, light on since last night. So we need to get a UPS in order to not have this shortcomings and when the light goes off. Because they will not let you know before it goes on, just goes off and comes back at any time. But maybe with UPS we'll be able to store energy and start running for a while before starting the generator. Okay, now as we are waiting, I will just speak more about how people's aura are enhanced through the use of these herbs. You know, in voodoo, they say amaenye means herbs are God, or simply it is saying that nature is God and God is nature. So for a person to be able to know before the event takes place, know beyond the physical senses, to know something beyond the 5 physical senses that we have, you need to do certain things, you need to use certain herbs in order to promote your extra sensory perceptive abilities. And those herbs all are here at African Magic Temple, but then it is not something that I can post to you and say do it this way, do it that way. It is a physical event. And like Baba Wakiri had asked a question when he was young, he was practicing with the mirror. Yes, to practice with the mirror, because maybe you cannot have an initiation. When I was young, there was no one to initiate me. I didn't even know there was any initiation. But then from reading from Kabbalistic books and all this thing, I knew that some seals, some sigils, signatures of certain spirits can make you be able to call them. Of course, those things were more like trial and error way, because there was no one to guide you directly and what to do. And with my personal experience over the years, I can tell which seals are so powerful. When you put them down, spirit tend to listen. So you can use, like I was explaining with the tetragrammaton seal. That's a very powerful one. So because it's also trying to boost you who is seeing vibration and aura, and then the spirit that you are trying to invoke can also meet you. But then in the African way, we use herbs to pour, to squeeze in the sap into the eyes and into the ears, and then with time, the pineal and the pituitary glands become very activated, that you can look into the future without really knowing what to see, but then it will come. Yeah, when people come to you, you can go behind their real life and be able to see what was hiding behind them, what was causing problem, or what is bringing good luck to them, in whichever way. You can look back, you can look into their future and see what is going to happen, and look into their past to see what had happened. Even they themselves were not aware. So that's what seeing is all about. And it can be done with herbs, like what Shamba was trying to talk. We at African Magic Temple are real. It's not like, we are not everything, but whatever we teach here and do here is very real. If you have time and have patience, and you follow what we teach, what we give you when you come the shrine or get involved, definitely answers will come. Thank you very much, everybody. And then I'm going all straight to Facebook, and we have Raz Kafri target saying, okay. Is there anything up, or that's all that we start from there? Okay. Then we have something. Okay, please. My question is, what can I do to have a connect with my ancestors? You already have connection with your ancestors, Kwame. You already have connection with your ancestors. Your ancestors are in your DNA, so you don't actually need anything to connect with them. What you can do to realize their connection in your life, listen very well. I say you are already connected to them because they are already part of your DNA, or your DNA is the continuity of that of your ancestors. Well, what you can do to realize that connection is in your life, the initial one is to be pouring libation to their memory. Pay homage to your ancestors by calling their names. I don't like when people say, oh, my ancestors, come and have a drink. There is nobody in the ancestral world called my ancestor. Mention the name of your ancestor, the one that is connected to you that you are aware of. Don't leave it vague. Don't leave it just open that, oh, I'm going to see my ancestors. I say, who is your ancestor? Oh, my ancestors. That's how most people in the diaspora do. But I'm going to see my ancestors. Who are your ancestors? So you're just, I'm praying to you, my ancestors. You don't even know the name of your ancestors and say you are calling your ancestors. At least, if you know the name of your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncle, your auntie, a cousin, a nephew, a sibling, or some family member on your paternal and maternal line that has passed on into the ancestral world, then at least you have a connection. By mentioning even one single name and telling that single name that it should connect with the rest of the ancestors, they will. So by just saying, oh, my ancestors should come and take water, my ancestors should come and eat, my ancestors should come and drink, without mentioning any name, your prayer is going nowhere. You are just pouring water over a stone. It's not going to soak it. So Kwame, just try to find the name of one single ancestor, one or two, or whatever you can know. Mention their names and pour libation to their memory and pay homage to them. Slowly, slowly you will see they are coming closer to you in your daily life, because when you pray to them or you pour libation to them, you are not just pouring the libation that they should come and drink. Of course, you will say that they should come and drink, and at the end of the day, tell them that they should take care of you. These are the challenges that you are facing, and if they are able to take care of you will always also remember them. Then it becomes easier for your ancestors to know exactly what is troubling you or disturbing you. So pour drink, pour libation to their memory, pay respect to them, and you are getting connected to them because they are already within you. Thank you very much for that question from Singoti. Then we have Big Man Nchuga. I want to know more about who the Yeve people are. Yeve people are Ewe people, and Yeve is the original cult of the Eves. If you want to know more about Yeve people, you better go to the Yeve shrine and call a Yeve priest. Tell them to teach you more about Yeve. I don't teach Yeve here because I myself am not a member of the Yeve cult. Then we have Safo Richard. Could you explain the terms you use in your prayers? We are learning much from you. Thanks. I don't understand that question, Safo Richard. That if you could, I could explain the terms I use in my prayers. My prayers, I am calling my ancestors, just like what I was just explaining. I call God Mauga Sobolisa, Mauga Kitikata, and then I call Mauga Ese. These are the Trinity in the Ewe cosmology. Sobolisa, Kitikata, and Ese. These three form the Trinity of every cosmology. So I pray to them first, and then I pray to my grandfathers, my general grandfathers from my roots. Then I went in specifically to call my father, my mother, my senior brothers, my sisters, my brothers, my senior brothers' wives who passed on. Then I go on to talk about and call upon my teachers, people who had taught me to where I have reached today. It's a very long way. But then I go to call their names and pay homage and respect to their memory. I ask and tell them that may they sleep peacefully in their graves and in their spirit world or in their ancestral world. And then they should also try to protect me and my children in this physical world. So these are the things that I usually use in my prayers when I am praying. I ask for help for other people, ask for help for myself, and I ask that the ancestors of people should help their children to move forward in life. So Safo Richard, those are the things that I talk in my prayers. So that's why when you are praying to your ancestors, you must mention their names. Don't just say, oh, I'm giving drink to my ancestors. There is nobody in the ancestral world called an ancestor. Your ancestors are different from my ancestor, and my ancestors are different from another person's ancestor. And unless you and I are coming from the same bloodline, then probably we have the same ancestors and we can mention the same. My teachers may be different from your teachers, unless of course you and I have studied in the same ashram or in the same shrine or in the same voodoo Fazume. Then we may have the same teachers. Otherwise, everybody else have their own ancestral line, and those are the ancestral lines that you pray to. So thank you very much, Safo Richard. We have a big man, Voncujovi. I'm from Sorombe in Bokor region. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Voncujovi. And then we have Alhaji Isufu Machin Kafa. Efo, bonjour, 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 ça va? Bonjour, bonjour, Alhaji Isufu, bonjour. Then we have a Ras Cafe Target saying, greetings, great one. Please, I would like to know the way to speak to my dad who passed away 20 years ago, because I keep seeing him in my dream. That is just exactly what I had already just said. Pour libation to their memory, call their names, and ask them what are they trying to tell you in your dream. So they should make the dream very clear for you so you can understand. Once you are seeing them in your dream, if you will be able to pour libation, or when you are able to pour libation to them, because you know them, you know their names, mention their names and pour libation to them, and ask them that they should make the dreams very clear to you so that you could understand, or you can understand what they are trying to say in the dream. Thank you very much, Raskafi Target. Thank you very much. And we have a big man, Voncujovi again. Say good afternoon, Chief. Thank you very much. That was quite 40 minutes ago. Then we have Harry Nash who is saying hi. I think we have seen this ones already because the system reset, so it is now going that way. So yeah, we have Jude, Sena Lombet, Mati Kwanga. You can ask the questions. So, okay, I don't know what is Mati Kwanga there. Maybe somebody's name they are trying to tell them to ask the question. I think the original was in French. Press the original, let's see. Okay. Mati Kwanga, tu peux poser les questions. Okay. Very good. And then we have Tele Marie. Tele saying, good afternoon, Baba. May you and your family have a good week. Same to you, Tele Marie. Tele, thank you very much for joining. Wishing you all my blessings, and you should have a very lovely coming week. Then we have Jude Sena Lombet again. Good day to you, Papa. Good day, Sena. How are you? Thank you very much for joining. And then Jude Sena Lombet is saying, Papa, when I was younger, I usually had a lot of deja vu. Well, growing up, it wasn't as frequent as when I was younger. Those deja vu, I mean, seeing things before they happen to. Do they have any particular meaning in one's life? Yeah, you would say that the deja vu or seeing things before they happen when you are younger, because when you were younger, your perception of life was very free from the hassle of the things that usually happen in the world. So the possibility of you seeing things before they happen is very high because your mind is free from the hustle and bustle of life. So as you grow and you take responsibility for yourself and for people who are dependent on you and other people, you get so much clustered with a lot of challenges with life or challenges in life in general. So your mind, the subconscious mind that sees things before they happen, try to recoil so that the conscious mind can be active and deal with the things that you are dealing with. So for these reasons, when you are growing, if you don't make the natural effort of trying to keep in touch with your subconscious mind through spirituality and certain practices, prayers or whatever, you will lose what you used to have when you were a child. But the moment you start to walk on a spiritual path, which is real and not a scam, you will reconnect to those things that you used to see, or your mind will reconnect to that deja vu state where you can know before it happens. So the key to this is to get yourself into some spiritual practices that are real. I'm not talking about something that you can see is not working, but you just stay with it because people say it's good. When you are practicing a spiritual practice and you are not seeing any gains or you are not seeing any progress in your life with that, you need to change and get a place. But if you are seeing changes and things are happening physically to you, and you can be sure that it is this practice that is bringing that to you, it is advisable that you stay. So for you to reconnect with your deja vu or to know before it happens, I will advise that you should get yourself involved into some kind of spirituality, no matter what, but then find out and see if it is real. And I want technical crew, I want to know, do we have enough fuel in the generator since you people used it last night? You people bought this morning? You added some? Oh, you should tell me. Don't be using your money to be buying things. Okay, so some a person in the person I was talking with, who was Richard Safo. Oh, let me see. Move up small. Let me see the name again. The up. No. Okay, Senna. That was Senna. I was talking to up. Yeah, Jude Senna. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. So Jude, that's what it is. You need to reconnect to some spiritual line to be able to reconnect to your subconscious mind as it was when you were young. We all went through the same. When you practice or you begin to see things when you are young, and as the hustle and bustles of life has come across you, you will lose a lot of things. And it is until you reconnect to that true spirituality, you will be losing it. Okay, we have Samuel Erida. Please pray for me. Okay, that one came before and again they came again. So I prayed for everybody, and when the section is over, I'll pray again for you. And then we have Tata Alvarado. Is a deceased parent part of the ancestor? Exactly. It is the deceased person who are the ancestors. The deceased people are what we call the ancestors. The white man may call them ghosts. Some they select some, they call them saints. But we call our saints ancestors, and even all the people who are dead. But then the truth is that it is not everybody who died around you is who you pray to. The people who have made some changes in your life, people who had brought you into this world, who had sacrificed their life to see you good, whether by teaching you or associating with you, giving birth to you, or guiding you in some way. These are people you call when you are praying, because they know you, or they had some connection with you, even though you share your DNA with every other ancestor. It is not every ancestor that I mention here. There are some people who were not good to me in my life, so when I am praying, I don't mention their name, because if I'm mentioning their name and pouring libation to them, that means I am only empowering them to do more harm to me. So I don't pray to everybody who is on my bloodline or who died, who are ancestors. My mother was good to me, my father was good to me, my grandfathers were good to me, my uncles were good to me, my brothers were good to me, my teachers were good to me. So when I am pouring libation, I pour. But some of the teachers that weren't good to me, I'm not calling them. I'm not paying any homage to their memory. So your deceased parents are part of the ancestral Tata Alvarado. Thank you. There is something covering. Yeah, remove it from there. Then we have Hesse Heinz here.
I have eggs. I have pancakes. You just ate something.
Good evening. Good evening. Who is speaking, please? Who was saying good evening? Can I hear the person? If you have a question, you can go ahead.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Papa. Sorry.
Okay.
I
Yes.
just had a quick question. How are you?
I'm fine, Tanya. How are you too?
Wonderful. I'm wonderful.
Yes.
My question is, so we're in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, if I just substitute snow in instead of water, is there a difference?
Now you can use water if you want to use it to pray. You want to use what? Snow?
So I usually go to a spring, but because there's a lot of ice, I haven't been able to get to the spring. So I'm trying to substitute in water that's not chemically processed and going through filtration system.
They use alcohol.
Use alcohol?
Yes.
Just like vodka?
Vodka is fine. Any alcohol that you have, but then maybe not beer, because beer is not regarded as an alcohol, it's a beverage. Use something liquor. Whether it's whiskey, it's this. But then in Africa, we actually use a colorless liquid, especially gin, vodka if you have a white one, a whiskey if you have a white whiskey. I don't know, any drink that is actually colorless, that's the best. But if you don't have,
why do we use colorless?
Because it does, so that it does not represent anything.
Got it.
Because there are certain spirits that needed some colorful drink like rum. Some need some color drinks or alcohol or liquor. But then when you use a colorless liquor, you are not actually invoking any particular spirit. It's generally for anything spirit, whether ancestors or nature spirits.
Okay. So the other day I was trying to connect with so it's a juniper plant tree. So I used some of the berries and I made a tea out of it. So have you ever connected with a plant?
Yes, yes,
part of it?
I can connect with plants and animals, and I connect with everything. I can connect easily with almost everything. So you were trying to connect with a particular tree?
There's one in my yard.
Yes.
It's a juniper, and it has berries, and I had harvested some berries last year, but I didn't know what to do with it. And then I thought if I make it into a tea and I sit with the actual tree, and I think I was able to get what I wanted to get out of it, but this was just what Spirit told me. This wasn't like what I heard from a teacher. Because I don't really have a plant teacher. I kind of wing things on my own.
Okay, I understand that. But what you can do is that if you want to connect with a particular tree or a plant in your area, in your garden, or around your surroundings, even if you're far away, what you should be doing is that you should be giving it water.
Okay.
When you are watering the plant, you can now make your affirmation that you want to connect with that plant. And plants also think. A lot of people think that they don't think, and people think that they cannot feel. They do. Plants and animals also feel. Of course, animals are known to us that we know they feel pain, because if you beat them, they cry, they shout. But plants also do feel pain. They also feel good things, and they feel angry, they have fear and all that. But because they are static and they are at one place, it is very difficult for we human beings who are not having subtle mind, mental development to be able to pick the waves from these plants. So when you start, you want to connect with a plant, you should be giving it food. When I say food, that is plant food. And of course, water and fertilizer, whatever will make the plant to be able to get to nourish itself and grow. That plant, the energy behind that plant, or the spirit behind that plant, will realize that you are not an enemy, but you are just trying to help it to live, and it will slowly start connecting, slowly try to connect with you.
Thank you, Papa.
You're welcome, Tanya. Do you have any more questions, or you wait for a while?
I'll wait for a while.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have a Hesse Heinz here again saying, what is the power of Chile, Ayilo white clay from a river? Okay, the white clay, which we call ere in every language, ere, and I think the Gans and other people call it Ayilo, and I don't know which people call it Chile. Shire, okay, it's a Shire, which is by the Akans call it Shire. And commonly it's a white clay, like a white clay or white chalk, people call it. But not the chalk that is written, used to write on the blackboard, but it's a clay that is used in spirituality. This clay, who can give me I brought some in that box in the car. Did you bring the basket of plants or the herbs that I brought? Okay. So this Ayilo or Shire or white clay or white chalk, whatever you call it, are used in African traditional spirituality, especially Voodoo and Akom, and our West Africa here. We use it to give to the spirit, like in the form of powder. You know the talcum powder is white, and this white clay is also white. It is also to empower the spirits or to show them that you love them and you are kind of paying homage to them, that they are victorious in whatever they are doing. It's a sign of respect. Like when I open the mirror, there's some clay in it. I have to break it into powder form, pour it in front of, on top of the whole mirror before I start asking the mirror what to do. So I think the ayilo, the white clay, is a sign of telling the voodoo that you are working with that the voodoo is a victorious and means respect. Yeah, that's what it is in my knowledge. Maybe other people may have other information on it, but that's what it is in my knowledge. That's for Hesse Heinz, and then we have I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing the name whether it's Jesse or Hesse. It depends on how you pronounce it, but I am pronouncing Hesse because I'm using the Spanish way of pronouncing J as H. So please. Okay, so we go to Awolola Tejumola. Okay, Awolola Tejumola Nicholas. Papa, I'm strong man spiritually, but at the moment I'm facing challenges. Please just say a prayer for me to see what I'm going through now, please. Okay, Awolola Tejumola Nicholas, please, I will say a prayer for you as the section is coming to a close. I will say a prayer for you, and even me now listening to your plea. That alone, the spirits that are here with me that I had already invoked before working are listening to you. You can contact me on on our Facebook number, as well as on my WhatsApp number, so that I can maybe give you some advice on what things you should be doing. Okay, it does not mean everybody is a spiritualist here. So try to get charcoal as in wood charcoal. Put it in water, add salt to it, and be using. And when you take a normal bath with soap and sponge and everything finished, use that. Rinse yourself from the soapy water or from the soap foam. Then now you again use the charcoal and the salt mixture that is in the bucket or in a container to rinse yourself. And while you are rinsing yourself, make affirmation and that whatever is chasing you and disturbing you, you are clearing it away. Whether it is a spirit, it's a ghost, it's people's mind or people's mental thoughts that are disturbing you, you can use that to rinse yourself up. And if you continue doing that for about a week, 7 days continuously, you will begin to see changes in your life. Thank you very much, Awolola Tejumola Nicholas. So let's move the lesson up. And also, of course, I'm teaching Awolola, but I'm just teaching everybody. You can all use the same when you find yourself in a very difficult situation and you have no teacher or you don't know which herbs to use. You can use charcoal and water, add salt to the water, and then charcoal in the water, and use it to be rinsing or bathing yourself. Yeah. And then we have Andy Cole here saying, good afternoon, Father. Good afternoon, Andy. Cole, how are you? Thank you very much. And then I think there's another one saying good afternoon. Good afternoon, Andy. I have seen your work. Thank you very much. And how have you been? How is family? Hope you're all fine. May the blessings of the ancestors continue to be with you and with all the people who are on this platform, and may changes come into your lives this week. Then we have a Hesse Heinz saying Elache. Yes, Elache. Elache Godo. Then we have Jude Sena Lombez, thankful for your answer, Papa. Thank you very much, Jude. We are very grateful that you asked that question. We are all learning, and then somebody will also learn from your question. I'm very grateful for that question. And we have a hilarious Obas Sabinus. Hello, Hilarious. How are you? It's been a while. Hope you and the family you are all fine. Good afternoon, Bokor. Love from Rome to all of you. Thank you very much, Hilarious. We are very grateful, and love from African Magic Temple and Ghana in general, Africa, to you and your family. Thank you for joining the section. Then we have a Frederick Kataba, Chief, blessings and guidance. I want blessings and guidance. I want to know if there is any connection from our ancestors through animals, like a rooster keeps making noise, meditating night or day. You know, in the incantations, Frederick Kataba, in the incantations of my Jopata, the patron, one of the patron spirits of our shrine, we in the incantation, there is a place in the incantation that says kokoloku ato le fofome jogbenue oreave, which simply translates literally, when the cock crows at dawn. When the cock crows at dawn, or when the rooster crows at dawn, it brings good luck. So definitely the cock crow at dawn is a good luck message. And if you can observe, the cock crow at dawn happens at certain hours. Maybe the first cock crow at dawn could be 12 midnight or a few minutes after midnight. Then maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 a.m., 3:30, or in between. So the cock crows at dawn is a time that the cock is telling you, or nature is telling you, that you have entered into a new day. So whatever plans you plan for the day, you should be aware that you have entered into a new day. So the cock crows at dawn is to bring you good luck. Supposing you were a person who wanted to run away because of a situation, like for instance what is happening in Europe now, especially in Ukraine, and if chickens are still alive and you are trying to escape, when the cock crows at dawn, maybe it will crow around 12 midnight or a few minutes after 12, or the first cock crow, the second cock crow, then you know that, okay, you can start running away. Maybe people will not be able to shoot you down. So cock crows are supposed to bring good luck. And I think those of you who have studied the Bible, the stories of the Bible, the Jewish stories, especially the story of Jesus of Nazareth, I think the people who betrayed him waited for the cock crow at dawn. And I think Jesus even told them that you will betray me when the cock crow at dawn, which means when a new day comes, you are going to betray me. And definitely that's what, when moment they heard the cock crow at dawn, that's when they went and betrayed him. But the cock crow at dawn is to tell you that you are in a new day. Prepare for a new day. Get your acts together for a new day so that you can make good use of the day, whichever way you feel that you are going to make use of it. Most people who are spiritualists, who probably are not using a wristwatch, even if you are using a wristwatch or a timer or a clock, when the cock crows, you will look at your clock and see what time that is. And if it is time for you to pray to your ancestors or your voodoos or whatever, then you know that it is daytime, another day has opened, and then you will go to your voodoo, or be in your room and invoke your voodoo and pray to it. So Frederick Kataba, that's what the cock crow is. It is for good luck, or it is to alert you that a new day has started. And then we have D-Man Gumede, say from South Africa. Thank you very much, Mr. D-Man Gumede. You are very much welcome to our program. And then I have Renal Idubo. She can watch her monthly period blood, so the plans, and say her request of connection to the plant. That's very true. Yes, that's very good to Rena Idubo. Yes, I learned about that from Anna Riva in some of the things that I used to study when Anna Riva was very active. I don't know whether she is still very active now, but she is in the US. She says that women can use their mentally menstrual blood, soak it in water, and then later use it to nourish plants, and that could be a very good way of communicating with plants. So please, Rena Idubo, what you are saying is very true. I have also read about it before. Since I'm not a woman, I don't know how it should be done, but I have read about it, like I'm saying. Thank you very much. And then we have Hesse Heinz, he say, Akpekakaka, Mesu, Akpo, Hesse. Thank you very much for joining and for your question. Thank you for this information. Hesse Heinz is saying, thank you too. We are very grateful that when people ask questions and I try to answer them here, I myself, I learn something from it, and the people who are listening to us wherever in the world are also learning from the question. Maybe that question may not be the question they wanted to ask, but when you ask the question, other people learn about it. So don't think that the questions you ask are stupid, but I of course, don't ask stupid questions when you know that this doesn't need to be asked and you ask, but ask sensible questions so that we can all juggle it out and be able to talk about it so that other people can learn. We will all learn from it. Thank you very much, Hesse Heinz, for the information. And then we have a loose stick. Good afternoon, Tommy. May the ancestors bless you. Sorry, I have been busy past few weeks. My submission to what is making it move up like this? Okay, so sorry, I've been busy past few. My submission is about the waiting period. When one visits a shrine for a reading and are asked to wait a year or two for a result, can you go to another place for another reading within the waiting period because you feel it is taking too long? I'm inquiring this to know if there are any consequences. Thank you, Papa. Okay, Lustig, you see, I don't think when you go to a shrine to do a ritual, you are asked to wait for 1 year, 2 years to see results. Then I think that shrine, there's some more things they need to learn. It takes too long. That's too long. 1 year to get the result, 2 years to get the result. Then maybe you are planning to buy an airplane. Maybe you are planning to buy an elephant. But when you are looking for simple solutions to life, why should you have to wait for 2 years before your results come? What about if you die along the way? So what is the use of the spirit that has worked for you? I don't think there's anything wrong in the time to go to other places to do a new reading or inquiry. I personally would say that 2 years, 1 year is even too long. Your changes should be coming from 90 days, which is a normal natural time when you plant a corn. No matter how hungry you are, after 90 days, the corn will surely be, if you nurture it well and properly taking care of the corn, it has to grow in order to feed you. But the 2 years, 1 year, 2 years, I don't know which spirit works like that. It is only in the cases of what we call a throne, when you want a throne to destroy or do something for you, and you are not part of that throne in the very beginning. You only went there and you don't want to be part of it, only that you want to send it to work. Maybe that's the kind of time it would take, but what I am aware of is 2 years is too long. So I think you can go around other places and ask for more information and see what is happening in your life and so on. Because 2 years, what about if you die? What about if what is disturbing you remain for 2 good years before being solved? You are not safe. I don't think you are safe if you have to wait for 2 good years before seeing answers. Personally, I would not consider it safe. if you have to wait for 2 good years before seeing results. So Lustig, I think there will be no consequences if you go to other places to find out. However, when things begin to work for you, remember to go back to that same shrine where you were told 2 years to say thank you, because maybe the spirit was also involved in working for you. So you have to go back there and say thank you. Otherwise, when the person who did that for you and sees your success, he probably may not know that you had gone to another place to seek help, and he or she may be thinking that it was his or her spirits that had helped you, and you are not coming back to say thank you. They may now send spirits after you to destroy what you have gotten from somewhere else. So please, you can go to other places and make inquiries, and also to do a reading and see what to do. And then after that, when things begin to change for you, you can now go back to the first shrine to say thank you. Thank you very much, Lustig. That's my advice. Okay, move it up. Let's see. Then we have Renal Idubo say, thanks so much, Papa, for educating us all. You are very welcome. Thank you very much, Renal Idubo. I'm very grateful for your submission there. It's very interesting, and I also know about that. Thank you. And then we have Frederick Kataba again. Thank you, Chief, very much. And thank you to Frederick Kataba for the question. Okay, let's check if we have anything on YouTube. We have a Kojo Sergeant WBA1. Good morning from Brooklyn, Embody. Thank you very much, Kojo Sergeant. You're very WBA1. Thank you very much for joining. And then we have Mike Pereira. Okay, Mike Pereira. Good afternoon, Papa. Can you talk about a law of karma? Is this spiritual or is it a religion? As human being, how can you know if you paid all your karma even from previous lives? Hey, that's a very deep question from Mike Pereira. Okay, what I can say is that the law of karma is not a religious law. It is not a man-made law, and it is not a spiritual law. Law of karma is the law of nature. The law of nature says when you throw anything up, it will come down. When you throw a ball, an object that has air in it, like a ball, onto a wall, the speed at which you throw it to the wall, that is the same speed that it will come back from the wall to you or towards you. So these are natural laws. They are laws of nature. Karma is a law of nature. It is not a spiritual law. It is not a religious law, and it is not any law of any human being. Whether you know it or you don't know it, every action that you take, there will be surely there will be reactions back to the action that you have taken. If you do good, good will come back to you. If you do bad, bad will come back to you. That's all that the law of nature is. You don't need anybody to be witness to what you are doing before you pay. So long as your inner self, your atma, your destiny, your essence, your soul is aware of what you are doing, that is enough a witness to tell you or to ascertain the fact that that action had taken place. So whatever action you take, there is a reaction. And that is what the law of karma is all about. The law of karma is not a spiritual law, it is not a religious law, and it is not a man-made law. It is the law of nature. If you use your foot to hit against a stone, it will cut. It's natural. It's law. So if you don't hit the stone with your leg, it will not have a cut. If you do something to me, even if I cannot do it back to you, definitely someone will do it back to you somehow. That the law of nature is. And if governments and human beings would have been following the law of nature, we would have all been living in a very peaceful environment. But because people are not following the law of nature, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you, we don't follow that law. That's why we have chaos in the world. Man-made laws are there to control us and to rule over us. They are not nature's law. Nature takes its own action at its own right time. Once you decide to take some action, there will be time that nature will also reply to that action for you. So that's what law of karma is all about, natural law. That's why I was saying that when you plant a corn today, no matter how hungry you are, it will take about 90 days for you to be able to harvest it and eat. Even if you are dying, you have to wait and nurture it so that it can ripe or get to the harvesting stage whereby you can harvest it. So that is the law of nature. No matter how much you are trying to force it, it will follow some natural rules. Thank you very much, Kojo. No, Mike Peria. Thank you all for this on YouTube. Okay, let's go back to Clubhouse. If anybody has any question in the Clubhouse, let's go back to Clubhouse.
Good morning. I have a couple things.
Yes, Samuel, how are you?
No, this is Westerner.
Westerner. Okay, sorry.
Peace to the AMT family.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Westerner.
Several months ago, you and I had spoke about Ezili, the spirits that we talked about in Haiti. I found out that the word Ezili comes from like Benin, a spirit they call Azili, and it's also a lake that has the same name. And you had mentioned you have one at your temple called Alajatu, and you gave me the definition, but I don't know what I did with the paper that I wrote it on. Would you mind giving me the definition of Alajatu again, please?
Okay, the spirit that is Alajadu, it's also a universal energy that is connected with the planet Venus. So when I mention the planet Venus, that means it has to do with productivity, fertility, and love, abundance. So we have a same, I think there's a similar spirit in Haiti called Ezili, or as you are saying now, Ezili Frida, which is Ezili Frida, which is a Friday spirit. And the same thing in Greek, you have it called Frida. That same spirit in the Arabic spirituality called Yasmin, and that same spirit in Hinduism is called the Jasmine. So the spirit Jasmine or Frida or Archangel Aniel, as in Kabbalah, is a universal energy, and different cultures have tapped it in different ways and give it their own name. But what is common with it all is that Friday is the day of that spirit, and in some places it is using a lot of pink, rose color, and pink rose, and then in some parts it's using green as its color, and Friday is the day. So in my shrine, we have it in the form of a spirit called Allah Jadu. So when people ask me to do prayers to Esili Frida from Haitian Voodoo, I contact with my Allah Jadu and I pray to my Allah Jadu to direct that prayer towards the Esili or Azili Frida as in Haitian Voodoo. So that's what we discussed the other time. I'm only elaborating more on it. So it's a spirit that is a universal energy, and each and every culture has a name for it. And but then the common thing is they all use Friday as its main day of the week.
You also had mentioned, like, the meaning of the word. You said something to do with a palm tree or something like that.
I say it is the one that we have. It is the Allah Jadu is the word Allah is the wild palm. It's a wild palm. It's like a date. No, it's not like date, but it's a kind of a wild palm tree that grows inside swampy areas, and sometimes it grows inside the water. It's a kind of palm tree, and it had a very hard nut. People use it sometimes to dress their neckties. I don't know whether you have it in Haiti, but and so the raffia, people call it raffia palm, and the raffia palm, the branches of the raffia palm, there's a way to remove something out of it, which is used in binding and tying food and other things. But that is what the spirit embodies. When we are going to invoke it, we get that raffia, and then we do the rituals on it and empower it. So you may see it in some of my videos when I give the raffia or something like a sponge to people, and when you are praying to it, then it starts vibrating them. That is the raffia plant, and we use some part of the raffia plant to let the spirit embody that one.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Are you satisfied?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I had one thing to offer.
Yes.
A couple months ago or so, I was listening, and somebody had asked you what does kanzo mean, and I wanted to just offer, like, from the Haitian perspective. That's usually somebody who's referring to something that has to do with Haitian voodoo, and the kanzo term is a combination of two words that comes from the fon, that being to consult, and then the zo part means fire or fire spirit. So it's like a consultation or initiation by fire. Basically, it's a process that some temples use in Haiti for their initiation. I just wanted to offer that to you.
Okay, so if you are saying the name is Kanzo, right? Is it Kanzo?
Yeah, they spell Kanzo.
Okay, in the every word ejo, which is EDZO, or the part of Togo, instead of saying some part they say Jo, DZO, and then when you go towards Benin, it becomes Zo, ZO. When they say Zo, it does not mean it means fire, but in that particular Kanzo, it does not really mean fire. It means juju. The word Zo in our language is what the white man called juju or voodoo. So when they say Kanzo, then it is a kan juju or power of kan. What that kan is, I cannot tell now. So the word Kanzo does not really mean anything to connect with fire. It is meaning that it is a voodoo, a Joe. When we say a Joe, or it is just what the white man called juju. And the Togo people and going towards Benin, the Ebe changes in 4 language, so it becomes zo. Does not mean fire only. It is also fire, but in this sense, it should mean spirit, like juju. I don't know whether you know the word juju.
No, I understand the word juju. What I was saying is there's a, like you said, there's a fire spirit with that name, and that's where,
okay,
how it's being used in Haiti.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And the word, I think the word "ka" is coming from "ka," which I think means to dig or consult or something like that in Fong. But you know, that's how I understand it.
Okay.
The combination of those.
Yeah, there are so many voodoos, and not everybody has them. Not everybody knows them, but the person who knows them is the one who talks about them, and they can tell better. So if that is common in Haiti, then definitely they might somebody who went to Haiti during the transatlantic slave trade, probably they were in charge of that kind of voodoo or juju, and they carry it with them, and then they continue the process over there, and it becomes popular, because every juju can work very well if only the person who is working it is having a real spirit. So I can understand that it's very common, as you are saying, or in some part of Haiti, that kanzo means they are just saying that it's kan juju, spirit. And of course, if it is meaning that, sometimes people write zoka. Zoka means juju. And then in this way, it's opening meaning kanzo. Ka is kazuzu, so whatever. I think it is just another voodoo or spirit that is there.
Yeah, how it's being used is to receive the fire, initiation by fire.
Okay.
In some temples, not everybody uses it, but it's some specific temples that do it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say, when you hear somebody asking, that's usually what they're referring to when it comes to the Haitian perspective.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kemfi. Thank you very much. Where's Lamin? I think somebody is trying to connect to Clubhouse. Someone is, one of my cousins called Ben is coming on, and then I think I'm seeing Christine Heffort also maybe. So please try to connect them. Okay, so thank you very much, Wesna. I'm very grateful. So we have Mike Peria here again. Say, Papa, if somebody has done bad and truly regret, can the person use voodoo to avoid karma coming back to him or her? Can voodoo beg nature or pay penalty in order to avoid karma coming back to you? I don't think, Mike Perry, I don't think anybody can beg. You see, all that was brought in religion, that you can do things and then later you say, I beg for forgiveness, and then you are forgiven. It is only, that is in religion. Nature does not forgive. I want everybody this to sink inside it very well. Nature does not forgive. So by saying that maybe you did something and you want to ask for to let them to forgive you, no, it is action you have created, and the reaction will definitely come back to you, but it will come at the time that nature chooses to pay you. Nature can decide that the things that you have done to people, like say you are in the military or in the police and you were beating people's leg. You are using plank and wood and sticks to beat people's leg. This is just a sample. And then you are walking inside your leg and those people could not walk because at the time you have power over them. And then one day you retire from the military or from the police or security forces and everything. And before you know, you become paralyzed through one way or the other. You are paralyzed. You can't stand, you can't walk. But then you will be thinking that it is something else that is happening to you. You would have forgotten that it is what you have created by beating people's leg at a certain time is what you are paying for. So nature decides when to pay you. Nature has its own way. Nature does not forgive. So there is no way you will say that if you do something bad to people or nature, then you go and beg voodoo to let it forgive you. What you can do is to act that you should be punished, but the punishment should come in the form that you can bear, that the punishment should not be above you, that you are ready to pay for your karma, but the karma should come in a way so that it does not destroy you, but keep you alive so that you can continue glorifying the name of God. Karma will definitely come one way or the other. It's not the time that you are expecting it. It comes at its own time. And if everybody and all of us will know that whatever we do will come back to us one way or the other in some other time, not immediately, I believe before we take any action, we will think twice. And with that thought of twice thinking, there will be peace in this world. But a lot of people do things believing in religion that, oh, you can do it, and then later you go and beg God to forgive you. God does not forgive. And God is nature. Nature doesn't forgive. You will pay in one way or the other. Okay, let's go back to Facebook and see. Okay, we have Alaji Isifu Machinkafa, saying, Efo, please, how can one know he or she is spiritual inherited? Okay, Alaji Isifu, I think for a person to know that they are spiritually born or spiritually inherited, if we want to say so, is by seeing the things that are happening in your life and then how you react to them. And if the things you do tend to be positive when you wish positivity to people, and when they are negative when you wish people negativity, that should give you a clue or some information that, oh, you may be having some inner built spiritual energy that you have brought into this world. Supposing you had not been trained under any kind of spirituality whatsoever, and it is just naturally that when you wish people good things come, and when you wish people bad things come, then you know that you have gotten some spiritual energy or power. But then you should explore it to your benefit and to the benefit of other people. That's my advice on that. And then we have Prosper Jobede. Good afternoon, Papa. Hello, Prosper. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the section. We are very grateful. Hope family and all members are fine. Thank you very much for joining. I'm very grateful. Then we have Lustig again on Facebook saying, Papa, thanks for answering my question. I want to know about taboos. For instance, do not place food on your chair. Does taboos in other tribes apply to anyone? And do they still affect you even if you are ignorant about them? Thank you in advance. They affect you even if you are ignorant, because these are natural laws. They are there. They are natural laws. You know, I don't know, but for the Aves, we live with nature. We try to live in harmony with nature. So these things are part of our life. So if you are from a different tribe or you have it does not matter. These are things, because if you take food, you take food that you with soup and pepper and you want to eat it, and you push it through your nose to enter into your mouth. If you are physically able to put it into your mouth, but you put it through your nose, definitely you will have some reaction, whether you are ignorant or you are not ignorant. You can only eat food through your nose when your mouth is no more capable of eating, whereby they have to put tube through your nose and feed you into your stomach directly. and that must be done through some medical. But a person, a conscious being, knowing that if you put your hand in fire, it will burn you, or even whether you know or you don't know, whether you know fire burns or it doesn't not burn. If you put your hand inside fire, fire will burn you. It is not how you are ignorant about it, or how ignorant you are not, or you are, that changes the essence of fire. The essence of fire, the essence of fire is to burn. So if you put your hand into it, it must burn you, unless of course you have a mind or have something that can control that fire from its essence of burning to you. But whether you know, you don't know, fire will burn you. If you put your hand inside, fire will burn you. So it is not a question of knowing or not knowing that changes anything. So Lamin, Said, come and restore the about the law of nature that stops you from not getting it. Sometimes because of the ignorance, when things are happening to people, people don't know exactly what is happening to them and why such things are happening to them. If you are ignorant about something, supposing you have a poison written on a bottle, a baby, a child who doesn't know what poison is or what, cannot even read or write, if that child drinks that poison, it will kill the child, or it will have effect on the child. It does not matter whether the child is ignorant or not. That's why the people who are making those things will tell you don't leave it in the place of children. Because if children touch it or use it, or it will affect them. So it's not the ignorance that stop you from getting the effect. Whether you are ignorant or you're not ignorant, you will pay. I think we are done with Facebook now. If any question is on is any question on Clubhouse, please?
Yeah, I have one more question.
Yes, Western, please.
Earlier you had mentioned we were talking about the rooster and cock crowing. From the Ewe perspective, is there a particular spirit that's associated with a rooster, or are there specific ones that, for example, an offering, or if you see the image of a rooster, you know it represents a particular rooster?
No, so far the voodoo that I have dealt with, there is no voodoo that I have dealt with that has the rooster as the image. I think it is in Afar that there's an image of rooster. I saw it in many things, but I've not really gone inside deep to find out what it is. But I think in Afar they have some rooster thing that maybe the staff of the spiritualists or some, I saw they made them with metal and there's a rooster. But in the voodoos that I had come in contact with in my life, there is no voodoo that is represented by a rooster, because almost every voodoo eats rooster. Almost every voodoo that I work with, they eat rooster. So there is no special voodoo that when you see that see a rooster, then that voodoo is the one trying to talk to you. No. But then it may be in other people's shrines and into other people's lives. But my experience so far, I've not really seen any voodoo that is directly associated with a rooster, because almost every voodoo eats rooster. And in Afan, Baba Legba, is the one that eats rooster most. So when we want to communicate with him and send him to do some work, we offer him rooster. But I cannot say that Baba Legba is represented by the image of rooster. But then that doesn't mean other people may not have it. Other people may have some spirit that is represented by rooster, but I don't know them.
Thank you.
Thank you to Wesley.
Sure.
Yes, Papa.
Yes, Shamba.
I have a question about the period blood in the water and plant. Could that potentially neutralize the power of the plant too?
No, I don't think that it is neutralizing the power of the plant. But this lesson was from an American lady spiritualist called Anna Riva. She had thought about that. But then in our Ave Voodoo directly, I have never come across it whereby that is used. But other spiritualists in other parts of the world talk about it. I am not sure whether by pouring that to the plant neutralizes the plant's power. But you know, what it may mean is like just like you killing an animal for a plant, and which needs the blood. So when you are using that blood and giving a plant, it's actually you are giving the plant a blood, and then the energy of that plant is accepting that what you are offering as a blood to it. So it will not. I don't think it is to neutralize it. But if but however, if it is a voodoo that has been set up already, and then the voodoo has its own taboos and everything, and somebody is pouring that menstrual blood or watering the voodoo with the menstrual blood, that may neutralize the voodoo if the voodoo is not comfortable with that.
Okay. Thank you, Papa.
Yeah, but then if the tree that is there, if the tree is already a voodoo that has been set up by somebody already, which is a voodoo, then maybe doing so may neutralize the voodoo, supposing the voodoo is against menstrual blood. But if otherwise, if it is a voodoo that only wants to blood, that system of giving your menstrual blood to a plant is actually it's like you are giving a human blood to the plant. I must be very clear and straightforward. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
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 So you are giving a human blood, but actually you did not kill anybody. That's why it is said in spirituality that, in every spirituality in general, that women always share blood every year or every month onto the earth. So because of that, when women do spiritual practices, their spiritual practice is very, very stronger than men.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get it.
So sometimes they don't need to be killing animal, but just because of the menstrual period they go through every month, and their blood is washed down onto the earth, they are actually giving blood almost every month. So their spirituality becomes very stronger than you, a man.
Yeah.
Okay, we have on YouTube, we have a Miggy Mike's Milagro. Hi there, grateful to be here. Thank you for the knowledge, Bokor Christopher. Miggy Mike Milagro is I'm from Monterey, California. Welcome to the program, Miggy. Thank you very much, and we are here, and thank you very much for joining the program. We are here every Sunday, and we share knowledge and information on Ave Voodoo and other spirituality in general. Thank you for joining the section. We have Mike Perry. I say thank you for wisdom. Can you talk a little bit about the other laws of nature beside the law of karma? Okay, Mike, you see, the other laws of nature are just other laws. I don't know how to talk about other laws of nature. I'm not even sure what I'm talking about if as per your question. Everything in nature has its rules and regulation. Like I was talking about, you cannot put food through your nose, and if your mouth is active, if you are not in a coma, and you are still active, you have to eat with your this thing. So we have rules and regulations in different cultures and different customs and in different spiritualities. So the nature that confronts you is what you learn how to live with it. So in your area, the law that you are living with, or the nature that confronts you, there will be some rules. People can tell you that don't whistle at night. Like in the Ewe, this is when you live in the village, they tell you don't whistle at night. Why do they say so? Because the Ewes believe that it is the dwarfs that whistle. And when you are whistling at night, you are probably attracting them to come closer to you, or they may think that it is their fellow dwarf that is whistling, and they may come and abduct you. So there are so many laws of nature. I mean, everybody is aware of them. It's not like something that I have to state down, because laws of nature are not written down. They are just natural things you see. Like I was saying, you see that fire is burning, but it's because you have power, you can put your hand inside fire, or you believe that Jesus Christ has power over our fire. Put your hand inside and see whether the law of nature of that fire is supposed to burn, and if you put your hand inside, it will burn you. So the laws of nature are not written down. You yourself, you experience and experiment with them. That's what I know. It's not like me going to say this is the law of nature and that is the law of nature. But whatever you know that it's not good, and you know it's not good, and you do, it will come back to you. Some of these natural things may come very quickly, some may not come very quickly, but it will come, whichever way. Mickey Mike's Milagro is asking a question: can an uninitiated person work with cowries? Yes, everybody can work with cowries. However, whether the cowries you are working with are telling you the real story or not, that's another thing. Everybody can work with cowries. Even whether you are initiated or you are not initiated, you can work with cowries. But are you going to be able to, are your cowries going to be able to tell you what you want to know? Or you yourself, are you able to read through the cowries when the cowries fall? That is the question I will ask. Everybody can work with cowries or anything, but the challenge is whether the cowries that you are throwing, they are telling you the truth, or are you able to decipher through what the cowries are saying? Can you hear what the cowries are saying? Can you see? No. That is why cowries, everybody can work with them. But if you want to work with cowries, you should ask someone who knows how to work with cowries, and probably give you some basic knowledge of what cowries are. You can throw a cowrie down and it can fall anyhow, you can read through. But then there is some cowries that people kind of consecrate and then put certain herbs into it, because the cowrie has now become a voodoo. It's not just like something you buy or you bought from the market and then you are coming to throw. When the cowrie has been consecrated for doing reading, then of course you can. So your question went on, if so, who are the cowries dedicated to or consecrated to what we are receiving the knowledge from? We at our shrine, and maybe in every voodoo, cowries are dedicated to each voodoo. Even as many as voodoos that I have, most of them have their own cowries. dedicated to them. So when I want to check that voodoo's work, or if I'm working with that voodoo and I want to ask questions, I use the cowries that belong to that voodoo to ask questions. For instance, the cowries that are in my hand now belong to Akai, and this cowries has been with me and with Akai for so long. So when I am doing a reading and I want to use Akai to do a reading, I use his cowries to do a reading. Inside the mirror, there are cowries. I will not use the cowries from the mirror and check Akai, and so also I will not use the cowries of Akai to be checking the mirror. So the cowries are dedicated to each spirit that you are working with. You may have a general cowrie, which like Akai, because it's a spirit that has been with me for a very, very long time. Sometimes I can ask him what that spirit is saying. Is it true? He should be able to figure it out and tell me true. And then when I throw the cowrie, it will tell me, oh, the spirit is not telling you the truth, or the spirit is telling you the truth. But it's because I had worked with Akai long time before getting all other spirits. I still regard him as one of my master spirits, so I may use his cowrie to check other people. Otherwise, every voodoo that I have, they have their own cowries. This is getting too cold for me. Who is smiling here? Somebody should be preparing food. I'm hungry. But you tell them. So we were on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Okay. So those who want to learn about cowries, please try to look at some of the teachings that had been taught on Revolution page. I think Senna had taught people how to use cowries. But if you want to really work with cowries as your divination tool, then your cowries must be consecrated in order to give you correct answers. Because cowries must become spirit, they might become voodoo themselves in order for you to communicate with them. It is not just anything you just take. But if you are very powerful already spiritually, whatever you touch, spirits that are working with you may work through them. But someone who is not reached the state of perfection in spiritual work should always seek guidance and let teachers who know teach them. Okay, we have our sister Oluchi Osuwo, okay, saying great evening, Papa, with peace and love. I'm just coming, hopefully I didn't miss much. Yes, big sister Osuwo, okay, Oluchi, thank you very much for joining the section and hope you are fine. Yes, we have started some time back. I think we are more than an hour into what we are doing. So you haven't missed much, because I noticed that usually when the thing is getting to the end, that's when more people come and ask questions. But then all the same, all the things that we have discussed are still online, and you can always go back and listen to them. Thank you very much for joining. Hope everybody is fine. Then we have okay, I think that's the last one on Facebook for now. The YouTube, also we don't have any new thing there yet. So if anybody in the clubhouse wanted to ask a question, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Papa. It's me, Lamin again.
Hello, Lamin.
I have a question I want to ask.
Yes, go ahead.
So my question is based on sacrifice. I was wondering how does one law sacrifice?
Where you are standing, where you are standing, you are not receiving, your network is not good. I can't hear you very well. So please get the point where you will be.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, get better now.
Okay. So I was asking, like, how does one know when one's sacrifice has been accepted? Aside from like the
animal showing the sign of, the sacrifice being accepted?
Okay, like all of us, nobody knows when your sacrifice is accepted or is not accepted. When animals are killed, the way they fall gives us the understanding that when an animal fall or fell in this way, means the sacrifice has been accepted. But for you, if you want to know further, then you have to do a reading to find out whether the sacrifice has been accepted or not. But those who would not want to do a reading to find out whether the sacrifice has been accepted or not will just have to wait. If what you have done the sacrifice for and things started changing in your life, then you know that the sacrifice that you had done had been accepted. Because it is a result of the sacrifice that tells you that what you asked for has been accepted. Do you get my point? Because when you do you do a reading and they told you that Oracle said do this, do that, and you don't do them, you cannot know whether your problems are solved or not. But when you do the sacrifices or the vosa, as Eves may call it, when you do the vosa, and then the things that you had wanted or things that you had spoken about, the things that are challenging you before you did the reading, has started changing to the positive side, then you know that your sacrifice, your vosa, and whatever you have done has been accepted. There's no better way of knowing whether your things have been accepted than seeing that the things that you have spoken or had done a vosa about are changing to your advantage.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Lamin, for that question.
Please, if anyone else has
move your this is let me read the up the top question. Yeah. Okay, we have Bella Jidefo Bacha. Hello, Papa. I know you don't have your personal Facebook anymore. No, I do. I got it back. I got my personal Facebook back. It is my African Magic Temple that is on African Magic Temple page that is on Facebook, but Facebook would not allow me to have access to it. All other people can have access to it, and this is, but I, who owns the page, I am not having access to it. The page has not been taken down, but I don't know why they don't allow me to see my own page. I can't sign in, and people cannot even invite me because I have other admin on the page, like my son Sena, Pele, Seiram, and other people who are also admin. But then even when they invite me to be a moderator on my own page, Facebook will reject it. So I have no control over that account, but of course, since my children are managing it, it's there. So, but my personal page of Christopher Voncujovi, I still have it. It's still very active. We were able to retrieve it from the scammer some time back in last year, October. So it is okay. It's with me. So Bella was saying, I know you don't have your personal Facebook anymore. What is good way for me to contact you? No, Bella, I have a personal decision, and also you can write on Revolution, and also to my what do you call it, personal WhatsApp number, which is also there, and also the Shrine's WhatsApp number is also there. So you can always get to me if you want to ask some question privately. And as I said earlier during the beginning of the program, we are trying to get this event network, which is a very new app, and it's just very new. But then if we are able to connect with it, which we hope so, we hope to, to connect with them, we can now, you can, anybody on our platform after the section can have one-on-one personal contact with me, where we can talk to each other and see each other's face, and you can answer, you can ask your personal questions without other people listening in. But then we have not yet gotten the app. We are trying to get it, and once we get it, we are going to put it up there, and then you can use it on different occasions. But you can get me on my WhatsApp anytime that you want. I say that my apologies if this is not acceptable. Go, but no. Personal Facebook. What is a good way for me to contact you personally? My apologies if it is. Oh, it is accepted. It is accepted. Great to see you and be here today. Thank you very much, Bella. Atanyom Eshiawe. Atanyom Eshiawe. Yeah, it is accepted. It's nobody saying that. I'm the teacher, so if you want to ask personal question, if you don't ask me, who would you ask? And if it is not acceptable, then what's the use of the teaching that I am doing? We all have different problems, and it is not that we have to put our wash our dirty linens in public. We all have our privacy. So when you want to contact me, you can contact me personally on my WhatsApp number, as well as writing. I have my what do you call it? My email too is there. African Magic Temple Gmail is also there. So you can always contact me through many means anyway. Thank you very much, Bella. I will be expecting your call or a message. And okay, Messenger is also there. So if you go on to Messenger, you can contact me. I will respond. So we have Yanifa Fuminke Omito Shinze. I recommend reading the Kybalion about to know the rules of nature. Okay, that is Yanifa saying somebody should read the. Is it Kybalion? I think, yeah, maybe it's a book. The Kybalion. Then you will know the rules of nature, LVX. Okay, so that's it for the person who was asking what are the rules of nature or laws of nature. So that's it. So okay, the Migi is it my Peria Papa, do you have let me take it from where yeah, Mike Perry is saying, Papa, do you have medicine against gun, knives and bottles, and do you need to shot at in order to test the medicine? Thank you for answering. I don't have those medicine, but people do have, and then it is when you are ready, we will ask the people what the way to prove to you that those medicine work. Yeah, but I personally I don't have, but people do have, and when you are ready, those people will come out and teach you, and then they will show you how to test it, whether it is working or not working. The medicine against gun, knives and bottles, yes, people do have it. I don't have it. And then say thank you for answering, and you are very much welcome. And then we have Miggy Mike again here, say thank you. Can a book section to learn the basics of how to work with cowries from you or your temple? I had always said that I'm not going to write a book. That is not my part. I'm not going to be writing a book. Spirituality is best learned at the feet of the teacher. It's not from books. Okay, I think Facebook, YouTube are all, we don't have any more questions there. And if there's any question on Clubhouse, please ask me, because we'll be closing the section very soon. I had read that one already. Then we have Maria Janen. Some people wash their face under a tree every day and then make a wish. Yes, can you raise it? So I think there's some more writing there than just that. Oh, that's the end? Yes, it is very true. Some people wash their faces on a plant every day making wishes. That also connects you to the plant. Yes, that's very true. There's a lot of AVs who do that. But then which plant? You must know the kind of plant that you communicate with. It's not just any plant. There are certain plants that can communicate easily with you. So those are the plants that sometimes when they give it to you to go and plant, they will tell you to be washing your faces on the plant every day. Or if the plant is already grown in your house, someone will tell, a spiritual teacher who knows how to use that will tell you to be washing your face on it every day. One thing you should also know, when you are washing your face on the plant every day, you are like watering the plant every day. So the plant will now see you as a friend and then begin to attach itself or associate with you. So the washing of the face is with water. So the water is actually pouring on the plant. So the plant knows that every day you come to wash your face on it, and you are actually, that water is feeding it or watering it so that it can live. So the plant can now begin to see you as someone who comes to water it every time and who will be listening to you.
Baba.
Yes, Nuku.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nuku. How are you?
I'm fine, Baba.
How are things happening in your life? I want to know.
It's going very well. It's going very well, actually. To be honest, there's a lot of things are clearing up. I'm seeing that something new is coming on the horizon, but I need to. Some things are being cleared for the things to come.
No problem. If things are getting better, then we thank God.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Yes. Okay, all right. Let's ask that. After maybe you begin watering the plant, what are some of the signs that the plant is communicating with you? How will you feel that the plant is communicating? Probably for people who some people have not been formally initiated or something. How will you know that the plant is communicating with you? Like, in what way will it communicate with you?
Okay. One thing is when people want to be watering plants, when you are watering the plant, you are making some affirmations and also wishes. Right?
Yes.
So when you begin to see that the wishes that you are making and the affirmations that you were making when you are watering the plant start to materialize on a physical plane, then you know something is changing. That's a very simple way to know that the plant is listening to you and is communicating with you. That's why somebody had said that some people, they wash their face on the plant. All the same, to wash your face on the plant, but it's not just any plant. You see, some of these plants are special plants that in our agriculture are identified as very powerfully that can have relationship with human being easily. So whether you are initiated or you are not initiated, once you begin to follow the rituals of watering the plant, but then before you even water the plant, there will be certain things you will do to, like what I taught before, that when you want to uproot a plant, you have to put a corn flour or the ayilo or powder around it, and then you give it a coin or a cowrie to say that you are coming to harvest its children, so it should give you a chance. Such things should all be done before you are now praying into the plant so that it can communicate with you. What you do, or what you did by doing that first thing, by putting a powder or a white chalk or white clay around the plant, is you are trying to tell the plant, the spirit behind the plant, that you are God. God, nature is God, and God is nature, and you are one of things in nature, and you are God. So I am paying homage to you, the spirit behind you. So once you do that, the spirit behind, no matter how inanimate that the spirit may be, the spirit will notice you, that you have given, you have paid homage and respect. So when you start to water it with your affirmations and doing things, the plant will now start to, the spirit behind the plant, okay, let me say so, the plant by itself can't do anything bad. The spirit behind the plant will now be listening to you. And if that spirit by itself cannot fulfill your anything, it will now link your request to other things that are around you, so that they can bring the things for you.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So
Yes,
see, a lot of
something specifically for the plant.
yes, a lot of time people just take things on the surface. Not everything is written in a book. That's why I say the best teacher when you want to learn spirituality or even anything, it's not books. It is through a physical, practical teacher who had experience. That's why I personally don't think I want to write a book. If my children want to use my teachings tomorrow to write a book, they are free to do so. But I am not going to sit down and say I'm writing a book. I attempted writing it, but I got to a point I realized no, it is not necessary. The people all that I had learned from didn't write a book. I have audio recordings and video recordings of the work I do. They are there for my children to and my students to refer to. But to take a pen and write a book and tell you that, okay, if you are going to do a plan, do it. It is a practical teacher. That's the best way to learn if you are especially doing spirituality. So there are so many other things that you do before approaching a plant. And also, it's not just any tree you see and so I want this tree to start communicating with me. You may do it for 100 years, you will not hear anything. So let your teacher, let your teacher and people who know tell you what kind of plants that you can use or can communicate with. That's the best way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Papa.
You're welcome. Thank you, Nuku. Then we have Maria Janen again saying thanks because she asked a question. Some people wash their face under a tree every day and then makes a wish. That's so Maria Janen is saying thanks. Then we have that boy from 305. How you gonna be a Bokor and you don't offer baneful magic? I don't understand what you are saying, that boy from 305. Come out with a very clear question than what you have written. This one is like a code for me. So how can somebody be a Bokor and you don't have a baneful magic? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Please, if you want to ask me a question, I spent time to put this show together. Ask me proper question. Don't just ask me anything that I cannot understand. Please. Then we have Migi Mike's Milagro say, I meant, can you show me if I request a session or Zoom meeting with you, how to work with cowrie shells? Please, I cannot show you that. If you want to work with cowrie shells, I told you we have what do you call it? We have, Senna has done something. But even Senna, the cowries that he is using are cowries that have been embedded with herbs that make the cowrie to be a voodoo. If you want a consecrated cowrie, and that consecrated cowrie is given to you, then I can teach you how to use it. Other than that, I will just be teaching you nothing. It will not mean anything anyway. I don't understand that boy from 305. I said that you said you don't do baneful magic to people. What do you mean by baneful magic? What is baneful magic? Tell me. When did I say that I don't do baneful magic to people? Tell me when I said that. That boy from 305. Tell me when I told you that I don't do baneful. What is baneful magic? What is it? I don't even know what you are talking about. And then we have Maria and Janine say, Papa, can you explain how black powder are made? Okay, black powders are made from herbs and other. Sometimes it depends on what kind of black powder you are making. Some are made from animal parts. Some are made from bones. Some are made from special herbs that are picked from special places and other things added to it. Black powder is not just one single thing. Supposing I want to do a black powder for memory enhancement, there are certain kind of herbs that I have to pick. There are certain things I'll take from certain animals' parts and add it, and then I'll bend them into, in a clay pot, and then it is bent into a powder, or bent and then I grind it into a powder. That's called a black powder. If somebody is suffering from stroke or paralysis, and I am requested to I'm requested to cure that person or do something to help the person, there are certain things that I will use to make my black powder. So black powder is not just a single thing to say black powder is just one. There are different types of black powder. There are certain black powder, if they put it in across your path, you will get paralyzed. And there are black powders when you get paralyzed and they vaccinate you with them, you start to walk. There are some black powders prepared with the certain herbs. When they send it to your house and they put it there, you pack your bags from your house and run away. You don't even know where you are going. So there are different things called black powder. It is not just one thing, say black powder. It depends on what purpose you want the black powder to achieve. Then it is that when you will know what items to use to prepare it. So that's what black powder is made out of. Herbs and other things that are bent into ashes and later, or bent into powder and later grinded, and it is called black powder. But each black powder depends on who is or what purpose you are preparing it for. So black powder is not just a general name for one particular or every it's not a general name for a particular thing, but it is a general name for all kind of herbal preparations that have been bent in a clay pot into a powder, and it is black because it is bent into ash or to charcoal before being grinded into powder. So it's called black powder. And then we are going again to that boy from 305 say baneful magic is revenge magic, dark magic. So what do you mean by if you cannot, you are a Bokor and you cannot do revenge magic means you are a Bokor? Is that a good question? I don't do revenge. I don't teach revenge, and I don't do revenge in my business. That doesn't stop me from being what I am. My records stand for them. It's not you who will tell me what kind of magic I should do before, or what kind of spirituality I have to do before I will be called a Bokor. I didn't go to your school, and you are not the one who paid for my spiritual lessons. So you have no right to tell me that if I am not doing vengeful or vengeance kind of spirituality, then I'm not a Bokor. You have not any qualification. If you want to follow that path, that is your path. That is your life. I don't follow that path. If you know people who do magic of vengeance, go to them. If you ask me, I'll tell you I will not do it for you, because that is not the path I chose for myself. My destiny is not supposed to My destiny is not tied up to those things. I know what I want in this world, and I know what I want in my spirituality. I am not just a person who is just here because you want to revenge and you come to me and I should revenge on your back. Go and learn spirituality and use it for revenge if you want, or vengeance if you want. It is not a question of that being because you are not revenging means you are a healer. Anybody can choose to use a knife to kill or to use the same knife to do good things. So it is not you deciding what I should use a knife for. I decide what I want to use the knife in my hand for. I am initiated into Afa for the past 16 years, so I am a full-fledged Bokor. Whether I am revenging or I'm not revenging, I am a full-fledged Bokor. And I have been initiated into Hinduism, into Tantra Yoga for the past 40 years, and I am a fully fledged Tantric yogi. And I have get initiation into Voodoo and many other things. I'm fully initiated into all this. So it is not that you will decide that because I am not revenging, I am not a Bokor, or I am a healer, or I am not a Bokor. No. It's not you who judge me. And I'm not here to prove to you that I am this, I am that. No. I look for my spiritual development by myself when you didn't even know me. You're only getting to know me because I'm teaching. So it is not you who decide what kind of spirituality I should practice. If you can, go and practice, learn whatever you learn and use it for whatever you wanted to use it for. Miggy Miles Milagro saying that thank you, Bokor Christopher. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the question. We are all learning all the time, so please. Okay, I think we don't have so many questions anymore, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I will be closing the section soon. Give chance to one or two more questions because it is 3 minutes to 5 p.m. or 17 o'clock here. So I will be closing the section very soon. So if anybody has any last question, please go ahead. Okay, then I will call today a good day and I will pray for all of you. Oh, I go, Mauga, so what is a Mandago, Mauga Kitikata Mandago, Mauga, I say, Maduago. A set Joto, I'm a Joto, a Senanu, I'm a Setenanu, I'm a woman of heavy, Dokuna Heavy, maybe a woman of heavy, Bueno, woman of heavy, maybe I'm Dokuna, a separate police, Serata, Send you maybe I'm Gatemu. La mesese agbedidi mais bien na messi am keke program mais yo betele bien po le Facebook, YouTube, Clubhouse mais bien à la mesese agbedidi kosra ye me me gero de kosra me nyu na dagbeneva la mesese agbedidi e donne je doji am yo le soro ndi mo le soro po no posoro am yo posoro ati yo soro mo le gbese na wo soro no segbe na am yo posoro yo me le vi po no po vi no ji ami yo GVA mere gbese na owo vi no segbe na dagbe neva ami yo le dowo kemo le tapo na dore o wo do no fo ami yo le do di me le dopo do ne va na a dagbe neva na mesia na la mesese plak begidi kosra ye me me dore o na Megache, a cool Megache dog, Megache now. Let Chakwe Dagme, a Vidagme, I see Dagme, oh, Maugana Pumona, so what is a kitty cutter? Say, Pumona, over Pony, over Tina Pumona, or Messiah Bessel Pumonero. Nidai, Cosabu Messia Tabu, Nabumona Nea Petitia. So I was just praying that we are entering into a new week, and I'm wishing you all the blessings of the ancestors and the spirits, the voodoos that I work with, and the voodoos that you are working with. May they strengthen you, give you good health, bring you love. And those who are looking for a job and they are not getting job, they should get job. And those who are working and not seeing any progress in their job, there should be progress. People who are looking for wife and husband or looking for spouses should get spouses. And those who have their spouses but they are having challenges, the challenges should be over so that love should rule. And that's my prayer for all of you this week. May your ancestors and the things that work with you and nature respond to your prayers. I'll see you again next week. God bless you. I heard that Senna has safely arrived in Japan, and I think he's home with the mother now, which is a very good thing, and maybe he's listening. I don't know if he is. I'm wishing him a safe arrival, and also hoping to hear from him soon. Thank you all. May the gods of our land and our fathers continue to be with you and bless your ways, your coming in and your outgoings. May they all be in the hands of the fathers of our land.
Thank you, Papa. And may all things bless you as well.
Thank you all. So I think I'm going to close this section now since Senna is not here. Maybe when he connects with us next week, then when I close from the Facebook and YouTube, then he can connect with you, or he can continue doing it with you. And also we are hoping, as I said, that we will get that event networking app and be able to work, and we can talk one-on-one, just like how you do the Zoom. But this one is very new, and we pray that we will get it. It is easier for us. And then we have our big sister Oluchi saying, Ise. Thank you very much, big sister Oluchi. May the gods and ancestors, the voodoos of your fathers, continue blessing you and everybody. Thank you very much. Mickey Milagro say thank you, Bokor, and thank you to Mickey. Miggy. Okay, Mickey Mike. Okay. Thank you, Bokor Said. Thank you very much.
Me no fue la funudalo. Oh me no. Oh me to. Asui. No me la funula. Oh me. No me la funula. Oh me. Oh me no. Oh me to. Asui. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. Perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. Bebelevo, adalevo, aguafenya. Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male kwasilo yo. Mekade o malelo, mekade o male kwasilo. Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male kwasilo yo.